Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Brahms, The Boy 2. This is a 2020 film. It is rated PG 13. It runs an hour and a half, and it stars Katie Holmes, Owain Yeoman, and Christopher Convery. The description: after a family moves into the Hillshire mansion, their young son soon makes friends with a lifelike doll called Brahms. This is Brahms the Boy 2. Well, hello everyone. A lot of you might have actually seen this movie already, so I feel like I don't have to say all that amazing stuff because I feel like some people have seen this movie. Um, Did you see it in theater? Did you like it? Have you heard of it? Did you watch the first The Boy? Or, have you liked either of these at all? My only recollection of The Boy is that it was really stupid. And so I had low expectations going into this one, the second one. And I know, it's focused around the name Brahms. So it might have added some more texture to the movie, being able to focus on somebody's name that's kind of famous, and maybe there might have been some history there. But I didn't know what to expect in the second one, so I just kind of watched it the other night, and I was like, yeah, we'll see what it does, And I think I've heard some bad reviews on YouTube already about it. I was like, whatever. So that's me going into this movie. I'm just wondering what you guys felt like. So comment below. But we'll talk about the negatives first. I kind of felt like everything was just not good enough, or it could have been better. We have some good scares where Brahms' head turns and then something happens, but it could have been better. It could have been handled a lot better. It could have been handled more specific. Could have been handled, less um, obviously playing up to the situation. The situation with the mother, that was intriguing, but they could have handled it better. Like it could have been scarier. It could have been more showing us what happened instead of having stuff happen off screen. There could have been a lot of different ways to handle it that could have been better. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is that everything in this movie is actually pretty good, but it could have been better. So that's the one critique I have on this movie. It's not like they're cussing a lot or anything like that. The ending does get pretty confusing, and you're not sure exactly what's going on and why people are acting the way they are. But that's kind of how these dolls that are being handled as the entity of the movie, that's how these movies kind of get, because it's not like the doll is doing a bunch of stuff like Chucky or something like that, but it's able to kind of mold you into doing what it wants, even though it can't move and actually make you do that thing. So it's kind of open to interpretation at the end, but I kind of like how they did handle most of the movie. Moving, having something happen to make them move, being in this situation with Brahms, and then the way they handled up to the end with research and stuff like that. I think that was all handled pretty well. So, uh, my other like positives to this movie are that I really, really, really liked the acting. It blew me away, and so I think that the kid in this, I admire him so much from doing this movie. And I know he's done something else. I haven't been able to think about it overnight, but I really like the two parents in this movie. I think they balanced off of each other very well. The dad could have been one of those dads that just isn't in the equation and doesn't know how to act around the situation once it comes up, but he wasn't. He was the defiant against that, and I really appreciate that because the cliche dad in this situation is one that's just not around, and then the son would be able to bully the mom into whatever Brahms desired. So I really appreciate the dad being in the program here, and the way he acts towards the son, jokingly and understandingly. All this kind of qualities really made him a nice character to watch. And then the mother just has so much going on. I think she was able to handle everything that this role was throwing at her, dealing with the first scene, uh, the trauma that comes from that, having to figure out what's going on with Brahms and her son, and moving and all this other stuff. So I think they picked the right actress for that. And then the son, like I said, he is just amazing with how he handles things. I really appreciate him, and I hope he gets some bigger roles and some more mainstream movies in his future. So um, I think this movie is going to go down as basically really well done, surprisingly. And that, people are going to say, oh, another doll movie. Well, yeah, it is. But it could have been handled better in a couple situations, but there's no real thing that stands out that says, "Oh my gosh, that's why this movie's terrible." Maybe the predictability about it. Let's try that again. The predictableness about this movie, I think, would be the biggest thing, but I don't think it's anything to tear apart. I think it's actually a really good movie that doesn't move that slow, that doesn't have that much stuff that's obvious. It lets you figure out what's going on. Of course, this is all historical, and we have Annabelle and other movies. But I really liked this movie. When I was done watching it, I said, that was a really good movie. And in the middle of it, I was like, wow, this is actually really good for another movie of something. Call it a sequel, call it what you want, but yeah, I think this is a lot better than the first one, surprisingly. I don't know if I would want to own just the second one, so that makes it a little hard to think about, watching it again. But I would not mind watching The Boy 2 here again. The first one, all I remember is that it was bad, but I mean, what should I do? Should I buy both of them just because I like the second one? But this is a rare occasion that the second one is a lot better than the first one. So I hope you guys like this movie. I'm going to give it a B. And, it just makes sense. You have Brahms and the boy. No, it really is a B movie. It's worthy of that grade for sure. I was going to lean towards A, but I just can't imagine giving a sequel an A, over a first movie. And, I can't, I mean, it is that much better, but I can't imagine just owning one movie of a trilogy. I'm assuming they're going to make a third one at least of this because, movies like this make money. But, yeah, I think it's really a B movie. I think it's worth it. I think you can at least seek this out. If you haven't seen the first one, maybe you need to just to understand how really, truly bad that one was, and then really how good the second one is. So that'd be my only suggestion on watching this. But otherwise, I give a B to Brahms, The Boy 2. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.